SQL Azure, as I mentioned several times, is a relational database service by Microsoft using the standard SQL Server. So people who have worked on SQL Server will pretty much feel that it's almost the same thing available on the cloud. The TSQL statements, most of the TSQL statements, barring few, will work in as-is format on SQL Azure. MSDN has a very good information on which statements will work as is, which will work partially, and which will not work. You may want to refer that for more details. The way you access Windows Azure will be through a database manager, which is web-based, or even you can use SQL Server Management Studio to go ahead and access it. So if you go here, I already have a database that is created. I go ahead and simply connect to it and say, I choose the database and just say, go ahead and manage. Now this opens up an online database manager through which I can go ahead and look into my database, run scripts. I can go ahead and create tables and all that stuff. So if you check this out, this becomes the name of your database. The complete name is this of your database, and then you can pretty much connect to this online and get details of your tables, run scripts, create store procs, and do all your standard SQL operations. At the same time, you can go ahead and use SQL Server Management Studio as well. So from your local machine, if you have internet connectivity, you can go ahead and use SQL Server Management Studio to connect to your Windows Azure database. So if you go to your design, this is the online tool. From here you can see I have a table. I can drop a table. I can create a new table. I can go ahead and see the data for that. These are the various operations that you can do straight away using the online tool. So I can go ahead and change the design if you want of that table and stuff like that. Similarly, from here I can choose, okay, I want to go to this database and use SQL Server authentication. By the way, on Windows SQL Azure, your Windows authentication will not work. It will work with SQL Server authentication. Put your password, go ahead and connect to your database. So coming back to slides, you can connect in two ways: Database Manager and SQL Server Management Studio. It's available in two editions on the cloud. One is the web edition and the business edition. Few important things on SQL Azure is it supports SQL authentication. You can set additional IP level security, that is from which machine you need to go ahead and access the SQL Server. The maximum size that is supported as of now on SQL Azure per database is 150 GB. However, you can go ahead and create multiple databases and shard your application data so that you can use multiple data, partition your data, and then access is possible through multiple databases in case your data grows more than 150 GB. Very interesting. Last two slides for today. How is all this metered and how is all this charged? So more details will be available on Microsoft's site, but just to give you a glimpse, if I talk about the Windows Azure storage, this slide talks about Azure storage. When I refer to Azure storage, I refer to blob tables and queues. The way billing is done is based on pay per use, as I told you earlier. So the billing is based on the average daily amount over a monthly period. So if I use 30 GB of data for 30 days, I'll be charged a billing for 30 GB over a month, which means 30 GB into 0.14 per GB is what my monthly billing will be in case I choose a package of pay as you go. There are multiple packages which are available by Microsoft. You can choose the best available that suits your requirement. So Azure storage charging is in two ways. One is for the data that you store, and second is the number of transactions that happens on your storage. So there are two components when it comes to billing for Azure storage. However, when it comes to billing of SQL Azure, it's only one. Transactions in SQL Azure are not charged. Only the data storage is charged. So, however, the billing here is based on the peak database size in a day. So, and again, that is rolled up to the next billing increment. So in web edition, the maximum supported database size is 5 GB for small applications. For enterprise applications, you can use business editions where the size is 150 GB. Billing increment is 1 and 10 GB respectively, which means if you exceed 1 GB, you will be charged for 2 GB. And the next row indicates the charge. Around $10 per GB per month is the charge that you get onto your cloud. So the references that you can go through, and now I open up for QA.